focus enemy. It focus insect. Focus. It focus. Focus. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
All right. Well, what first made me become a DJ was, I can remember way back in the day when my older sister was having a party and they were playing records, but they always had to stop dancing to change the record. So I'm in the back room and then I volunteered to change the records for them so they didn't have to stop dancing. And then I just felt that energy and that power. And then
when most people think about DJs, they think about somebody pressing play. But DJ culture is way deeper than that. DJs break records, DJs move crowds, DJs create moments that people will remember for the rest of their lives. From clubs to radio to weddings to mixtapes, every DJ has a different story. This series is about the people behind the turntables, what inspired them, what keeps them going, and what being a DJ really means. This is What is a DJ?
What made me become a DJ? Honestly, you know what? I grew up listening to a lot of the DJ crews out here, listening to people like Cameron Paul, Michael Erickson, Alex Mejia, like all of those guys on the radio. And I just wanted to be able to make mixtapes. I wanted to be able to do what they were doing on the air, but also, you know, cutting and scratching and everything.
The reason why I became a DJ, I love to see people dance, man. And that's the honest reason. I've been DJing since 1985, and I love it.
Listening to the radio, listening to KSOL, listening to KMEL, listening to Cameron Paul, listening to Michael Erickson, later on Chuy Gomez, Alex Mejia, and I was just intrigued by the fact that the songs would play and they wouldn't stop.
So I played drums as a little shaver, and at some point there was no way Mama and Papa Padron were gonna let me bring a drum set in the house, make all that goddamn noise. They weren't gonna pay for a drum set. So I noticed, hey, we got one of them turntable things upstairs. So I went to Radio Shack, got a mixer. I went to the pawn shop and got another turntable. So in high school, I became a DJ. And they're gonna bury me with my turntables at this point. So,
listening to Cameron Paul on KMEL, doing his live mix shows, I just wanted to just mix like him. You know, it's all about clean mixing for me.
Yeah. Man, I grew up in a house where my mom's was like an '80s disco lady, man. So she used to run a couple clubs out Oakland, and just being around music for forever, from sneaking in Whispers joint to fucking up a CD player or tape player or 8-track or whatever it was I could get my hands on to be able to play.
Of course, growing up listening to the radio, first and foremost, wanted to be in control of the music and play the music. But when I was 11 years old, my uncle took me to a campground, and I'd already heard DJs mixing on the radio, but never saw anybody doing it live. And I saw this crew of DJs mixing live, and they had a whole crew, crates behind them, guys behind them were pulling records, but he was so smooth in the mix. I'm like, that's it right there. That's what I want to do. And I didn't get to it until I was 19, but at 11 years old, I knew that was it.
For a lot of DJs, it starts with passion. A love for music, a love for people, a love for creating moments. But once you become a DJ, you quickly realize people don't always understand what the job is. To some people, DJs just press buttons. To others, well, it looks easy from the outside. But behind every set, there's preparation, pressure, timing, technical skills, and years of experience. So what's the biggest misconception about being a DJ? Well, let's talk about it.
I believe people have a misconception of DJing being like the rock star lifestyle. And for some people, it can be that way. But for most people, it's literally like going to 9 to 5. You just go in, you clock in, you do your job, rock a crowd for a few hours, and then at the end of the night, you say peace to the people, say peace to the people you're working with, get into your car, maybe go get some tacos or burrito at the end of the night, and you go home and it's just normal. I think the biggest misconception is that everyone assumes that we're all rock stars. And personally, I don't consider myself one because on the way home, I'm just listening to talk radio. Like once I'm done DJing the night, I just don't want to do anything with nightlife at all. Just want to just chill.
So they think some of us are faking it, but we're not. And it takes a long time and it takes experience to get good. You got to go out and rock parties before you're even good. You kind of start out as a baby DJ and you make mistakes as you go. But yeah, it's never just, here's the music, here's the controller, I'm a DJ now, I hit play, party's rocking. Yeah, it doesn't happen that way.
A lot of times, what do people misunderstand about DJs? I mean, it's so much. Our motivation, like at this point being like an OG and older DJ, a lot of times it isn't necessarily about money. It's about like cultivating something special. Like, and I always use Motown on Mondays, which I run the Oakland chapter for 13 years now, as kind of my, I don't know, sounding board. And like so many people show up on that Monday when they've lost significant people. So I can't tell you how many times I've cried in that DJ booth.
So the thing people misunderstand about DJs is they think it's all bebopping and wiki, 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 and just, frivolously playing music. There's a lot of work, there's a lot of preparation, depending on what you're doing, whether you're doing clubs, weddings, corporate events. The real work is not on stage or performing, it's the preparation. The performance part, that's just a cherry on top.
There's a lot of amount of prepping for any event, as far as music, getting your gear together, making sure everything's proper, and setting up, making sure everything sounds great, and then after the event, you got to make sure you got to break down, make sure all your wires. I have a pet peeve of like when people wrap their wires, not to use the elbow. You got to do the over and under. Mm-hmm. So, got to make sure all your wires are intact, all your gear is put away properly. So there's a lot of pre and post prep for DJs for any event.
They don't see the work. They don't see the time, the sacrifice. They don't know how expensive it is. DJing is expensive. They don't know that we're spending money on equipment, on music. They don't know about the late nights. They don't know anything about that. All they see is the finished product. They go to a party, they go to a club, they go to the bar, and everything is, at peak hour, everybody's jumping, screaming, having a great time. That's what they see. So that's what they think, that's all it is. So they don't know the backstory, which is understandable. I would probably think the same thing.
One thing that's become clear while making this series is that DJs are way more important to culture than most people realize. They're not just people playing music at parties. DJs help break records, build scenes, create movements, introduce generations to new sounds. And in the Bay Area, DJ culture runs deep. From the radio legends to the mixtape kings to the club DJs, turntablists, mobile DJs, and pioneers who helped shape the sound of the West Coast. Every generation has had names that moved the crowd and influenced the next wave. So we ask one simple question: who belongs on the Mount Rushmore of Bay Area DJs?
My Bay Area Mount Rushmore of DJs. Oh, that's easy for me. It would be Michael Larison. It would be Cameron Paul. And if I had to give it to somebody else, myself, because I'm just that guy.
What genre? Because there's so many. Because I'm an open format DJ, but I love so many types of music. So if I'm talking about turntablists, you got to have the Invisible Scratch Pickles, those guys, right? You also have DJ Quest, Too Fresh, right? And then from the South Bay, because I'm from the old school, you have that Turntable Wizard. You got to have them in there, right? DJ Hassan, Jazzy Jim, right? I come from that era. Of course, Rick Lee, Big Von, Mind Motion, and house music, because I'm a soulful house music guy. I definitely will have Miguel Miggs, David Harness, Julius Papp, Javier Velasco, Harry Hu, Rick Preston from San Jose, and yeah, man. There's so many, because I love all different types of music, man.
That's a loaded question. But if I could give you a quick answer, it's gonna be Hubert, 1, my main mentor, MK2, Scotty Fox. I'm trying to think of a real good one for the 4th one. I'm gonna put DJ Dan, rest in peace. He just passed away a few weeks ago, but he's from San Francisco, so.
I can name a lot of DJs in my present day, but the DJs who got me into really, you know, Cameron Paul, Michael Erickson, my boy Mark Escalante, who actually was the club DJ, who got me into DJing. I put him in my Mount Rushmore for the simple fact that he gave me my opportunity. And another local DJ who also helped me, Dino Rivera of the original Spintronics in Daly City. That's my Mount Rushmore.
Probably be Shortcut, say Scotty Fox, and let's say Rick Lee.
It's so hard, gosh. We were talking about him earlier, My Emotion. And I'm gonna say this: the My Emotion the non-radio My Emotion. If you ever went to a My Emotion party, the Pirate DJs, shout out to them. There's the pre-radio My Emotion, and then there's the radio My Emotion, and they were kind of night and day. But, oh man. And I'm just gonna throw one more up there because I mentored him and like, he means the world to me and like where he's gone and taking it, DJ D Sharp. I met D when he was doing random house parties in East Oakland, and I was like, D, you know you're a really good DJ. You need to be doing way more than what you're doing. And to see where he's at this point, I mean, there's so many different DJs, but I'm just so proud of him and where he's taking it and just, yeah. I mean, I could go on, but like I said, there's so many DJs that motivate me, that keep me on my toes, and like, you know, it's, like I said, everyone could, you know, every DJ could teach another DJ, and I'm still learning. I'm something years old, and I'm still learning.
After hearing all these stories, one thing is clear. DJ culture is bigger than one person, one style, or one era. Everybody has their own journey, their own influences, and their own reasons for stepping behind the decks. This is just the beginning. This series is about documenting real DJ experiences, the stories, the lessons, the misconceptions, the history, the business, the culture, and the people who keep it alive. From mobile DJs to club DJs, radio DJs, mixtape DJs, turntablists, producers, promoters, and everyone in between. There's a lot more to talk about. So if you love DJ culture, stay tapped in. We're going to keep asking the questions, having the conversations, and shining the light on DJs who move the crowd, break the records, and keep the culture going. This is What is a DJ, and we're just getting started.